like our fortunes told.
No.
If possible.
You'd let me know earlier. I could have done a birth chart.
It doesn't matter.
Makes all the difference. All the difference in the world.
Well, in that case, we won't bother.
Well, which of you's first?
Can't you do us together?
Impossible.
Oh, why's that?
If there's another present, the psychic forces aren't so powerful.
And that matters, does it?
All the difference in the world.
Well, will we? Oh, why not? I've just got to have a sit down. All right, then, Peg. You go first.
You sure?
Yeah, go on.
You don't mind?
No, go on, Auntie.
You wait in there, my dear.
Before we start, is it all right if I pay by gyro cheque? Because we've spent all our cash.
That'll be fine. Sit down, dear. The tarot teaches us many things. That wisdom is the twin brother of folly. Thou art man, thou art woman, thou art boys, thou art girls, thou art an old man tottering on his sticks. How can a few old pasteboards enable us to know the future? Well, my answer is, in this life one has to accept a vast number of things. Space, can you explain that? Or how the celestial bodies keep their appointed courses? Or how the mind controls the body? No. One man's belief is another man's hearsay. I say, ignore the dogs of Hecate. Shuffle the cards, dear. And while you're shuffling them, Peggy, I want you to concentrate.
How did you know my name?
It is Peggy, isn't it?
Yes.
Then let that be good enough. While you're shuffling, concentrate. Concentrate on the problem you want solving or the matter about which you want information. Unless you do this, the cards won't read correctly. Now cut them. And again. And again. Now put them together. We'll start with a 7-card spread. Lay the first 7 cards out in a straight line across the table. The sun. Obviously you have a cheerful disposition. You look on the bright side of things. Now this centre card is the pivot upon which your problem turns. Yes. I see you have a young man on your mind. Am I right?
Could be.
Arguments at home. They don't like this. What's this boy called?
Brian.
They don't like Brian. You could be thinking of changing your job. Are you?
Well, I have thought about it. Not seriously, I suppose.
You've thought about it. You've been having difficulty with an older woman.
Older woman?
Could be your mother. Try not to upset her, my dear. She cares about you. Cares deeply. It seems you've been worrying a lot about money. But I see that's over now. A lot of money. Unexpectedly. A lump sum. But you didn't do anything to get it. It all came about through somebody else. A rich uncle died? No. No, but you'll be careful, my dear. It's followed by a bad card. Problems. Maybe, yes, maybe even danger. May not have been worth it. But then you see, you got the wish card early on, the 9 of Cups. But it may not turn out to be what you really wanted. Health looks good. Yes, that seems okay. This boy, this Brian. Better tell your Brian to give the money back.
What money?
What did he do, rob a bank? No, of course not. He robbed a hotel. He's the Brighton hotel robber.
Brian, what are you doing up here?
What's all this about a fortune teller?
Madam of England?
Yes.
Who told you?
Brenda, what made you do that?
Oh, for a giggle, that's all. We were in the lane shopping. We thought...
Giggle.
How are we to know?
She knows my name, right?
Only the Brian part.
Great. And she knows I'm the hotel robber.
Yes.
How?
What do you mean?
How did you find out?
I don't know.
Well, you must have told her!
Of course I didn't. She guessed, worked it out. That's
rubbish. They con you into telling them something and then they tell it you back. John's livid. I've never seen him so furious.
Why? I didn't tell her anything.
And to cap it all, you give her a cheque with your name on it. That could lead them straight here. Don't you see that?
Oh, my God, I hadn't thought.
You haven't thought very much about anything, have you?
Wait a minute. Why should she bother? She's an old crone. She isn't with it half the time. She's not going to stick her nose in.
Oh, no. Think of the publicity. They'll be queuing from here to Victoria to have an earful.
I suppose you're right.
Of course I'm right.
I know what. It's simple. I'll go back and get my cheque and give her the cash instead.
Just like that.
Why not?
You don't think that would make her suspicious?
Not necessarily.
She would be onto the police before you could say horoscope.
So what are we going to do then?
You're going to do nothing.
And you?
That depends on what John says.
Don't let him do anything crazy, will you?
Oh, you're a fine one to talk.
Please!
I must go. I've got a bathroom downstairs.
How long have you known Madame Lavengro?
We first met about 6 or 8 years ago.
Go on.
I was in Brighton for the day. It was misty on the beach, so I came for a wander through the lanes. I stood outside that window. There's a pack of tarot cards there, and they look rather pretty. I was decorating a flat at the time, so I came in to buy them. She started explaining the tarot to me, and I've been coming back from time to time ever since.
Well, obviously it looks like a robbery. Was she wealthy?
No?
Did she have anything worth stealing?
Well, not that I know of.
Did she make a good living?
She got by.
I take it she was a fake.
No, not at all.
Oh. Then how good for astrologer was she?
Good enough once to fire my enthusiasm. She changed my career, as they say, overnight.
You said once. Good enough once. Does that mean that she went off? Well, did she?
Well, it seems early to start speaking ill of her.
Oh, remember, I didn't know her. I'm just trying to form some mental picture.
Oh, she got a little old, a little careless. She had a little drinking problem.
Yes, I've seen the empties. So as far as you know, you can't think of anyone who had any reason to harm her?
No, I can't. But you must remember, I haven't been here for a year or so, so...
Any relatives?
Not close ones.
This her writing?
Yes, she always used green ink.
6:30 a.m., October the 1st, 1951, Lincoln. And down here is the name Brian. What do they refer to?
Well, almost certainly she's preparing to do a birth chart. A boy named Brian, born in Lincoln, at that time and that date. A Libra.
Says in her card, she amazed the nation on TV. How should she do it?
I never asked. The right time never arrived.
Such a strange phrase. I mean, the mind boggles at what you'd have to say or do today to amaze the nation.
I agree.
Inspector, can you spare a moment, please?
Oh, excuse me.
We killed her. No, we didn't, love. Brian says that she passed out. She keeled over.
Yes, but they made her pass out.
Well, it could have happened any time. Obviously, the old dear's heart is a bit dodgy. The slightest bit of excitement and bang.
I still say we killed her if we hadn't got into that...
Can't you do anything but blubber?
I'm scared.
Yes. And you're going to scare everybody else the way you're behaving. Everyone knows. The head porter asked me this morning what was wrong with you.
What did you tell him?
Trouble from home. What else could I say? Peg, for God's sake, pull yourself together. We'll let the police go rounding up all the casuals while we sit it out. That's the last thing they'll expect. We're here till the end of the season, all four of us. And from then on, it's downhill all the way. It was better when you cried.
All right, I'm intrigued. Where are you going?
Away.
Really? I'd never have guessed.
Why didn't you finish reading your comic?
I get the impression that you're less than overjoyed to see me. Is it still because of that phone call from Brighton? Look, I told you before I was busy. How can I possibly...
A faint twinge of conscience, yes?
No. I have told you repeatedly you cannot go around finding crimes for me.
Grad, if I get a plumbing job, what do? I call a plumber.
Not from 60 miles away, you don't. You get a local plumber. Coffee?
No coffee. You weren't even helpful or sympathetic.
I was busy, interrogating.
Yes, the small dark room, the hose pipe and the bright light, yes?
That's it.
I heard female voices.
There's more than I can. Look, the Sussex Constabulary, bless their suntanned hearts, are as fine a body
You
of...
sound like a recruiting poster. Well, dull it isn't to you, too. And in spite of their suntanned bodies, the Sussex Constabulary haven't come up with one clue.
You mean you've asked them?
Repeatedly.
You don't think they're going to tell you, do you? Spell it out for you, move by move.
Well, miss, today we're going to interview a road sweeper. Of course, it's very unlikely that he'll...
All right. Guessing games. I see.
No,
Yeah?
no. 2 down, 18 to go.
Train.
Yes.
From Waterloo.
No, 16 left.
Victoria? Not the fast train to Brighton. Oh, no.
Well, you're not the Commissioner's grandson for nothing, are you?
Do they know you're coming?
Who?
The local gendarmerie.
No.
Oh, I'll send them a tele.
Don't you dare.
You'll never get through, you know. They head them off at Haywards Heath.
Who?
The bother boys, troublemakers. They'll have your boots, your bootlaces, your braces, your... You won't find them as amenable as I am. Was.
That's more like it.
Look, what do you hope to achieve?
I'm going to G things up.
G things up? I wish the Chief Constable could have heard that. Are they yours?
No, babysitting. Slap and tickle.
Oh, subtle stuff.
It's my taxi. Here.
Would you like me to give you a hand with these? Oh, you can drop me.
Drop you where?
At West End Central.
Sorry, Grant, it's far too far out of my way. I'll drop you at the nearest bus stop.
I might get picked up.
In those clothes?
I'll have you know I had 3 offers in Curzon Street less than half an hour ago.
Any from women?
Shut up!
Who are you? What do you want?
My dear lady, I do apologise if I startled you. Felix Pettigrew, your across-the-way neighbour from the String of Pearls.
How do you do? I'm Esther Jones.
Welcome. And now the question. The burning question. Is it Miss Jones, property developer, speculator in land, or is
I'm an astrologer.
Well, really? Somewhat different package from your predecessor.
Well, I'm a friend of Madame Levengro's. You know, I can remember when your shop was called... What was it? The Extended Play.
Oh, and so can I. Excruciating coffee, fly-blown gatto and eardrums pierced while you wait. Every recording device known to science, and the graffiti. My dear made Pompeii look like a Methodist chapel.
Well, what made you think I was a property developer?
Oh, rumour. You see, ever since the incident, the lane has been awash with speculation. Every time a fat little man with cigars walked by, the floodgates have opened afresh.
Well, I bought up the little that was left of the lease, and business as usual from Monday onwards.
Eyes down for a crystal ball.
More words to that effect.
Oh, look, I'm returning this. Yes, it was hers. You know, she gave me a boiling of mange too from her allotment at Kemp Town at the very day it happened. It's funny, isn't it, what one does to avoid saying those words? Death, died and dead.
Well, obviously you didn't see anything that night.
Oh, my dear, the times that question's been fired at me.
Yes, I'm sure.
No, I dined out with some very dear friends. Theatricals, you know. And when I got back, well, you can imagine what it was like, a positive zoo of panda cars. Policemen sheeshing around everywhere. Well, I only came to say welcome, willkommen, benvenida, etc.
Thank you.
And if you ever run out of sugar, I don't use it. No, but seriously, it's like a village. We're always dropping in on one another, launching more scurrilous gossip. Oh, And I've a pair of Siamese jade earrings. Will make you crawl across the ceiling with naked desire.
When I've sorted myself out.
Good. Hey, I've some coffee perking. Why don't you come over?
Why not?
I'll go and blow the dust off the guest cup. Miss Jones!
Mr. Pettigrew, just a minute. Oh, this paper, did you put it in her basket?
No, the peas were in it. Or rather, on it is closer to the truth. Never want to throw anything away, our gypsy friend.
Look, it's dated a couple of days before she died.
It's the courier.
And an article about a hotel robbery.
Oh, it's been a spate of them. I mean, more unsolved crimes. Well, who watches the watch committee? That's what I want to know.
Yes, but did she mention this to you at all?
Yeah, I don't think she was interested.
Oh, she was interested enough to put a ring around it and 3 exclamation marks.
Yes, even so, she was far more concerned about the fate of the West Pier. Oh, come on, let's go and have our coffee.
You like?
I've heard worse.
Hey, you're really flattering. And I'm dedicating it to you, old charitable sandwich maker.
You slept rough again last night.
Yeah, on the beach. How'd you know?
I can smell the sea on you. I'd offer you a bath, except I haven't got one. You smell like a packet of kippers.
Egg?
Egg.
Egg. I'm not complaining, but, it was egg last time. Huh?
If you don't like it, you know what you can do.
Hey, harsh words. Got a couple of nice joints for you if you're a bit nicer.
I'm not interested.
Okay, live and let.
It's pretty nippy down there at night, isn't it?
Yeah, plays hell with the guitar strings. Imagine Freddie Green with salt room guitar strings.
Who is Freddie Green?
Bassy, baby, bassy.
Well, what's your song about?
Yeah, the tarot, fortune telling. You? Yeah, why else would I be here?
For the food?
Mm-hmm.
Well, your song, do you think it's going to be commercial?
Well, what to be commercial?
You do.
Well, just one disgusting Bacharach-sized smash. Of course, I'd be ruined for life.
And you'd love it.
Yeah, maybe I'd really freak out, man. Burn my jeans, drop my bedroll off the pier, throw my beads down the drain. Hey, I'd even buy a tie and shave. Yep, I would be a dropout's dropout. Get me a nice big car, 8-track stereo, and I drive fast past hippies and hitchhikers.
That girl, this is the 3rd time she's been past this morning.
If you're that desperate for customers, why not use a net? Yeah, I know her.
Who is she?
She works in one of the hotels on the front.
Oh, don't go away. Come on in.
I'm only looking.
Oh, there's more inside.
All right, just for a minute.
Stay as long or as short as you like. That's Bob. Looks gruesome, but he's been...
Hello.
You like some coffee?
No, thanks.
Well, do you often have your fortune told?
No.
Never?
I didn't say never.
Oh, so you are a believer then?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well, I guess I better split.
So soon?
Yeah, if I'm not down on the front by 10, somebody will steal my pitch. Thanks for the sustenance, huh? Oh, if you ever get an irresistible urge to hear an old Jolson medley, look me up near the Palace Pier.
I would, but I'm only here for the day.
A ciao, Roberto.
Yeah. Ciao.
Have you been here long?
Oh, a few days. There used to be a nice old gypsy lady here, but she was murdered. And you? Have you been to Brighton before?
Oh, a long time ago.
From London?
Yes.
It's not a London accent.
No, well, I come from Lincoln.
Lincoln?
Do you know it?
Oh, I've spent a couple of days there. You're a Libran.
How did you know?
Trick of the trade. Did you ever consult Madame Lavengre?
No. No, a friend of mine did.
Ah, I see. Well, your friend, was she satisfied?
Oh, yes, she said it was good, very good.
She could be amazingly accurate, you know. I don't know how she did it. She told me that there would be a Spanish gypsy, 17th century, to always help me with the tarot. I wonder if she can help you. Come on, just for the fun of it, no charge. I see you've done it before.
Oh, a long time ago.
Well, we'll do a zodiac spread.
What's that?
I'll show you. Now cut the cards. That's right. Now, the card 12. That's it. Now I'll spread them out in the form of a zodiac. The Hangman?
I don't like him.
Why not?
I don't know, I just don't like him. He's ugly.
Haven't really thought of him like that. He can represent sacrifice or confusion. Upside down feeling. Is that how you feel at the moment? A bit topsy-turvy?
Sort of.
The house of money? The world or the universe? You may have problems, but they're not financial ones. Aren't I right?
Yes.
Well, you don't look pleased. Is something wrong? Something bothering you? Someone close? Scorpio, perhaps?
When's that?
October, November?
November the 1st.
Ah, so he's a Scorpio. Does he place much importance on money or material things?
Yes. How did you know it was a he?
Well, it is, isn't it?
Yes, but how did you know?
Pure deduction. If you get a worried girl, it's often because of a boy, right? Now, is he in some sort of trouble?
No. No.
Has he done anything wrong?
No.
You know, there's nobody quite so capable of believing what they know to be untrue as a Libran.
Well, I'm not sure. He might have done it. It's possible. I don't know.
Scorpio and a Libran. As long as you don't allow him to become too dominant, you should manage to get on quite well.
Well, we do, but
Only so far, huh?
nothing permanent about it.
You can't always tell about these things. He should do well in Brighton. Scorpios love the water. But I'm not so sure that it agrees with you, though.
Nor am I. He's very ambitious.
Oh, well, he would be. He's Scorpio. What's his name?
Can't tell you.
Why don't you trust me?
Oh, I do, but...
Only so far.
Yes.
Do you have a photo?
Yes.
With you?
In my purse.
Well, if you show it to me, I'll tell you his name. Is that fair?
You can't.
Well, if I can, then perhaps you'll trust me. Beggy, don't stay in Brighton. It isn't safe for you. Is it Brian?
Hello, love. You have a good day.
Not bad.
Do anything special?
Walked up to Rottingdean along the sun trap.
You don't seem to have caught much sun.
No, well, I don't like too much on my face.
So what did you do? Walk backwards? You brought me a present.
Some cleansing cream and a new eyeshadow.
Just what I wanted. You've been up the lanes.
Not really.
Didn't go anywhere near you know where.
Of course not.
Because you just imagine what would happen if you bumped head-on into John.
He doesn't know what I look like.
Don't you believe it? It's one of the first things he does. Casts his eye over all concerned.
You told me to behave naturally. And that's what I have been doing.
Good girl.
What time of day were you born, Brian?
What?
I said, what time of day was it when you were born?
That's what I thought you said. I can't remember. Why do you want to know?
Just curious.
You're getting curious about the strangest things.
Well, well, well. I never would have believed it.
Who told you?
Oh, we have our methods.
Called the local fuss?
Something like. But I never thought I would see the day. Gypsy Rose Petulengro Jones herself. Everything from tourist tea leaves to day trippers' bunions.
Go on, get it off your chest.
Oh, you speak for yourself. Now, what do you think you're doing?
Oh, you arrogant man. I don't think I'm doing anything, I'm doing it.
Doing what?
I'm finding out who murdered Madame Lavengro.
She died of a heart attack. Coronary occlusion, I think they said.
She was murdered.
Rubbish.
Look, somebody frightens an old lady with a weak heart and she dies. That's murder.
All right, all right. Have your own way. What have you found out?
Oh, what's it to you, tourist? London crime's your bag, remember? As long as the streets of the great metropolis are clear.
OK, OK. So you bear a grudge. I get the message?
You should.
I just thought you'd like to know that I have taken some leave.
You mean you could be spared?
Yes, well, I'm at hand should you need me.
Need you?
As a sounding board, second opinion. If not, I shall be imbibing. I found a rather nice little place just under the prom. Best jellied eels this side of Aldgate. Glass or two of Chablis.
Alcohol's not good for you.
And then a quiet snooze in a deck chair. Downwind of the band, of course.
Well, your nose will peel.
No, it won't. I've leased the anointing rights to a young philosophy lecturer at Sussex University. 35, 22, 36.
And that's only your IQ.
Oh, it isn't. It's a phone number. Good morning. Shut up.
It's nearly 5:30.
You asked me what time of day I was born.
Well, you're not still on about that, are you?
Why did you want to know?
I told you, just curious.
Hey, don't fool with me. It's too serious.
I'm not fooling.
You've been to see that new astrologer, haven't you?
How did you know?
Haven't you?
Yes.
You fool.
Listen, Brian, she can help.
Right into a prison cell. That's how she'll help.
She's not like that. She's very sweet.
John will kill us. I've told you before. Oh, you don't think so?
Why won't you trust me? There is no John. No such person. He's just a bogeyman invented by you to scare us.
How did you find out?
I've known for a while. Love, why did you have to be so devious?
And I spent a whole hour with her and I couldn't get her to admit anything. Well, not in so many words.
One thing I like about you,
Oh, really?
you don't smoke between courses. Actually, there are two things.
It's my night.
You don't have funny pictures hanging in the loo.
It's good not to have them, is it?
Very good. I had terrible trouble this week with this philosophy lecture.
Brad, can I go on?
Oh, please, please do.
Look, I'm sure that Peggy's boyfriend Brian had something to do with Madame Lavengro's death.
Proof.
And that he's one of these villains who are pulling the hotel robbery jobs. Now look at this. What do you think?
I was thinking how your vocabulary was improving. Villains, pulling jobs. Chief Constable's going to love you.
Is that the best you can do?
Look, I'm on holiday. I've left my little grey cells in my little grey home in the West. End, Central.
Yes, your nose is going to peel.
Yeah, I forgot. Lecturers actually lecture. Oh, no.
Got a little number here I'd like to dedicate to all budding Nostradamus. I was sitting round with my gypsy
You know each other.
Met on the beach.
You pick up the funniest things down
Mystic
there.
eye can't see my love at all. I've been looking for the Queen of Hearts, got the 9 of Spades. That devil card's been with me from the start. Hey, Miss Tarot, take a card for me. Have another look inside your mind. I'm going round in a crazy circle waiting for the cards to fall. Your magic eye ain't seeing me at all.
Very good, very good.
Very good. Would you like to join us for a glass of wine?
Thanks for the offer, but I've got another 5 restaurants to do yet. Yeah, see, the word is there's some grade A grass coming in via New Haven. Seems to be a good time to have a little bread, huh? Adios.
Do you think he was serious about the marijuana?
No. Do you?
No. Oh, thank you. Now, pineapple in Kirsch Banana fritters? Fruit salad or... What's wrong? What is it?
Can you smell anything?
Cooking? That rather nice rose? A little Castilian sweat from our little Castilian waiter.
No, can you smell the sea?
Sea? That's 500 or 600 yards away as the seagull flies.
Something's wrong.
Wrong for whom?
I don't know. Peggy. I'm not sure.
Is she the girl you're talking about?
Yes. Water. The sea, yes, I warned her, Grad. Something awful's happened. I think she's been drowned.
You sure?
I don't know. It's just a feeling.
Well, if you're right.
I am.
The question is, did she fall or was she pushed?
She was pushed.
Morning, dear lady. Beautiful day.
Is it?
Isn't it? It's only 2 points off fair when I tapped it just now.
It's the sort of day you should look twice before crossing the road and still not cross it.
Any good for business?
It's good for nothing.
Oh. Here, have you seen the paper?
Yes, I knew the girl.
Well, that's what I wanted to tell you about. She came to the shop last night.
When?
Well, just after you left. You see, I was giving my fuchsias a drop of H2O. I mean, drink, you think they hadn't
Was she
seen...
upset?
No, the very opposite. I'd say she was elated. She said she'd call this morning. It was good news, I'm sure of it.
Where did you first hear about it, Mr. Godfrey?
This morning.
How?
The head porter told me. It's my early start day with delivery from the brewery.
Her body was found about dawn. Obviously, she went into the sea sometime last night. I suppose you knew she couldn't swim?
No.
Really?
The subject never came up.
Where did you last see her?
Last night.
Can you be more specific?
It was before I opened the bar.
5:30?
Thereabouts.
Did she say what she was doing with the rest of the evening?
She was going to the music hall on the pier.
You sure about that?
Quite sure.
Well, that ends about 9:45.
I wouldn't know.
It'll be light when it started. What were you doing at 9:45?
I was in the bar.
Busy?
Well, steady rather than busy.
It closes at 10:30?
Yes, apart from residents.
That's 5:30 to 10:30.
Yes.
Obviously, you don't go right through without a break.
Obviously.
How do you work it?
One of the girls in reception relieves me for 10 minutes.
Just 10 minutes?
You don't know the girls in reception.
10 minutes. You're a young lad, fit. You could run across the pier, meet Peggy, push her out.
Inspector, Peggy's body, was she wearing a ring?
Yes.
A signet ring like this one. Look inside at the inscription.
When did you get engaged?
2 days ago. Does that answer your question?
I'm sorry. Your father's a wealthy man. Wasn't he?
Yes.
Well, what worries me is what you're doing pulling pints in a hotel bar.
What my father does is his business. I'm making my own way.
Don't you like money?
Yes. I like it fine. Just don't like my father's brand of money.
Would you object if we searched your room?
Object? No.
Good.
I'd welcome it.
You see, it's all my fault.
Right.
If I hadn't have pressured her, it wouldn't have happened.
Wouldn't.
She'd still be alive.
Alive and well.
I beg your pardon?
I was agreeing with you.
You're supposed to be helping.
A sounding board, that was the offer. Not a long round of applause or a curtain call.
And what does that mean?
It means don't squeal if you get burned.
Oh, thanks, Grant. Thanks a lot. I don't know what we'd have done without you.
Look, if you want to play policeman, fine. But there's more to it than size 10 boots and a helmet. no good crying if you goof and other people get hurt.
So you're saying I shouldn't interfere?
That's up to you. But if you are going to, you must learn to lose occasionally. Particularly if you play it as irresponsibly as you do.
That's beastly. That's the cruelest thing you've ever said to me.
Rome's the place for fountains, not Brighton.
Bastard.
Not a bit. Listen.
Well, tell me one thing. What happened to gallant men?
It was decided at the last male chauvinists' convention that doors would no longer be open, seats given up, and there'd be no more squeezing out of tear-soaked hankies, right?
If you say so, it's this full moon. Things are always tricky round a full moon.
How'd you get on? The fuss?
They were asking about our Peggy.
Oh, I thought they were selling raffle tickets.
Didn't take you long to get over it, did it? What happened?
To Peggy? You know as much as I do.
Do I?
What does that mean?
What was she doing with herself on the pier?
Walking? I don't know.
Well, you don't think...
Go on.
You don't think that somehow John had something to do with it, do you?
You mean, did John push her off?
Yeah.
Ooh, I hadn't thought of that. Yes, that is possible.
Do you think so?
Yes. John would do anything to get his own way. And if he thought that Peg was a threat, a risk, he'd kill her. Same as he'd kill me. Or you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. There we are.
Thanks. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes, he's ice cool. Could be quite ruthless.
He's Scorpio.
What? Pardon?
Scorpio. Iceberg on the outside, volcano on the in.
The original Matchbox astrologer.
Tell us, what sort of a character do you think Brian is?
Well, hell hath no fury like a Scorpio scorned. Potential to reach the heights or plumb the depths. Tendency towards violence, preoccupation with money, and it's a very bad time for him to be making decisions. With Mercury in retrograde, it causes confusions and setbacks.
I see. I think I see.
Well, it's interesting that Scorpio represents the 8th house, sometimes known as a house of death. Otherwise, joint money or business ventures. In Scorpio, it's a water sign, hence the fact that he's in Brighton, he's a barman, and that he chose drowning as his way of getting rid of Peggy.
Wait a minute, hold on. Are we... Oh, correction, are you saying that he killed Peggy?
Oh, yes, at Madame Lavengre.
What? I'd have some trouble getting that to stick, young lady.
Look, Scorpio, it's an emotional sign. Water, think of tears. It's probably fairly psychic. Not too easy to con, but it shouldn't be that difficult to crack.
We'll see, we'll see.
Look, why don't we continue this over dinner?
Oh, that's all right. As long as we don't sit over it.
Silly Capricorn.
Where are you going?
I'm going to the library before it closes. I've got something to do.
Shall I walk you there?
Oh, I shouldn't bother. I should think I'll be safe unless there's been a mass breakout from Rodine.
20 years my old woman's been reading horoscopes, and 20 years I've laughed at her.
I know what you mean. Oh, thank you. What are you laughing at?
Imagine getting onto criminal records. I want all you've got on creeps and drummers, specialities, porcelain and silver. And, oh, yes, he's got to be a Taurus.
Grad? I'm sorry, I'm closed. Can you come back tomorrow?
I thought you'd be expecting me.
I can see you about 10, if that's any use.
Fine. We're already 5 minutes late.
I meant...
Yes, I know what you meant. Do you mind if I draw the curtains? Don't like being overlooked. Supervised. There. That's nice and cozy, isn't it?
I see you know your way around.
Do I?
Well, the way you stop the doorbell from ringing.
You come highly recommended.
Peggy?
Now we can stop pretending.
Do I call you Brian?
Always address the client by his name. Personal service. Impresses people.
The world's full of people in love with the sound of their own name.
What made you come down here?
I came to find out what happened to Madame Lavengro.
Any success?
Oh, yes.
Why bother?
Well, she was a friend. A very good friend.
Why the black hanky?
It helps keep out the bad influences. Have you any questions that you'd like to have answered?
Yes. Now, I thought of going away. Dropping out. Does that seem like a good idea?
I wouldn't have said so.
But you haven't even started yet.
As soon as you move, your picture will go outside every police station in Britain.
Oh, really?
That's the significator. Represents you. Now, will you shuffle the cards, please?
Why do I have to do it?
It's the shuffling that imprints your personality on them. Now cut them 3 times. It builds a bridge between the subconscious and the pack.
Together. Now, why do you put that one on top of that?
It's what's happening to you at the moment. Problems, difficulties, etc. Ah, the devil.
Figures.
Are you worried or confused about anything?
This isn't for real, is it?
Yes.
No, I'm not worried. Or confused.
Aren't you? Well, then why did you come here?
Curiosity.
Well, there's something about an older woman. It's bothering you. It's crossing you literally and metaphorically.
There's that word again. I am not bothered or confused. And older women aren't my scene.
I didn't say older women.
You said...
I said older woman. Like the one who lived here.
Change the record.
The 3rd card, the one above the significator, represents how you'd like to see yourself. And it seems that you're determined to get your own way regardless. The one down here is what's already started to happen. And from the cards, I can see that you've been thinking a lot about a certain girl. There's not a permanent relationship. In fact, there's already been a definite break. Difficulties in your home, problems with your parents. The 9th card, which you hope to achieve, the inconstant moon, it isn't good. In fact, overall, I don't think you're going to get what you hope for. The outcome looks pretty black. The chariot reverse shows defeat. I'm sorry.
All snakes and no ladders. I'm sorry.
Yes?
Are you all right?
Yes, Grad?
We thought you might like a nightcap or a cup of coffee, perhaps.
Put him off.
Yes,
Some other time, Grad. I'm going to have a bath.
Oh. All right. And don't forget to wash behind your ears. See you tomorrow.
Let's have a look at your chart, shall we?
When did you do that?
A few days ago.
You were sure of yourself, weren't you?
I was, I still am. You were born round about a full moon. That can be difficult. You had a tough childhood.
Oh, yes.
Your parents were divorced.
Yes, and there's a fair chance of that these days.
True, but it happened when you were very young. Yes? Less than 2?
18 months, and don't give me any of that sociological crap. Rejected. Denied the maternal breast. I've done my time in Harley Street.
Who brought you up? An aunt? And yet she had children of her own, right?
How many? Go on, you know all the answers. You tell me.
More than 2? Fewer than 4? 3.
How do you know that?
You'd be surprised.
How?
I know a lot more yet. You're turned on by money, aren't you?
You show me someone who says they aren't, and I'll show you a liar.
But to murder for it.
My father has murdered a man every week for the last 20 years.
Really?
And nobody even asks him not to. And he gets paid 50,000 a year, plus what he filches for doing it. Mind you, the Kaffirs, poor sods, don't rate him too highly. Interchangeable, unskilled labour units. That's how they describe them. Not even as people. Do you know that?
So you decided to make it on your own, did you? And when you couldn't, you...
When I couldn't?
Well, that's what I said.
14 hotels I pulled here last year. 14! Couple of nights here, couple of weeks there. Moustache, sideboards, spectacles. No speak of the English. It was all planned.
Frightening an old lady with a weak heart and pushing a young girl off the pier, was that planned?
Oh, you don't think I did that, do you?
Yes.
But she was my fiancée. We were going to get married.
Oh, no, you weren't. You were just using her, that's all. In fact, I don't even know why you needed her.
No. It was all a bit of a mistake. I got lumbered. I only really needed...
But what did you have against Madame Lavengre?
She did Peg's horoscope spot on. And Peg paid her by cheque.
I see.
Just my luck. Which brings us to you. I think we're going to have to take a little stroll by the sea. Arm in arm, like a couple of lovers.
I'll scream.
Only once. I'll say you were drunk. We can cut across the car park. That way we won't even meet anybody.
Can I get my shoes?
Oh, do without. Come on.
You know, the police are going to get suspicious about all these watery deaths.
Suspicion's cheap.
And who's the next one going to be?
You are positively my last. My farewell appearance.
After you.
I'll take it from here.
Close. You all right?
I've learned my lesson.
You're turning in your whistle and your handcuffs.
Forthwith.
You know, we were halfway down the street before I suddenly realised. How do you have a bath in a bathless house? You see, you were right all the time.
Was I?
Yeah, Scorpio. Water. Sea water, soda water, bath water. Amazing.
Oh, crap.
No, I don't want to catch a cold.
Charming!
No, I've got to be on duty.
Oh, rubbish about
Please,
being on
please.
duty. I'll spit all over you and I don't
No.
care.